A single shade of pink once stopped violent prisoners dead in their tracks, and the U.S. Navy ran the experiment to prove it. In 1979, researcher Alexander Schoss convinced correctional facilities to paint holding cells a very specific shade of bubblegum pink, now called Baker-Miller pink or drunk tank pink. The result? Within 15 minutes of exposure, muscle strength in agitated inmates measurably dropped. Heart rate slowed. Aggressive behavior fell by a staggering 74% in some documented cases. The U.S. Naval Correctional Center in Seattle confirmed it in a published study. Think about that. No drugs, no restraints, just paint. One color dismantled human aggression faster than almost any intervention ever tested. And here's the terrifying part: you are being manipulated by color right now, in ways that are far more sophisticated, far more calculated, and far more profitable than a prison cell. Let's go. Fact number 1. Red literally makes your food taste better, and fast food companies have known this for decades. Here's what nobody tells you. The color red increases your heart rate, stimulates your adrenal glands, and triggers a neurological response that heightens appetite and speeds up eating. A 2012 study published in the journal Appetite found that people eating in red-painted environments consumed their meals an average of 18% faster than those in blue or green rooms. Now ask yourself, why does McDonald's use red and yellow? Why does Wendy's, KFC, Pizza Hut, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, and Popeyes all use red as their primary brand color? This is not a coincidence. It is a calculated neurological trigger. They want you hungry fast, eating fast, and leaving fast so the next customer can sit down. The entire fast food color palette is a conveyor belt designed around your nervous system, and it works on virtually every human being regardless of culture or age. Fact number 2. The color blue makes you spend more money, and banks have weaponized this for over a century. Blue triggers psychological associations with trust, stability, and calm authority. A landmark study from the University of British Columbia in 2009, published in the journal Science, tested 600 participants across multiple creative and analytical tasks while exposing them to red versus blue environments. The blue groups showed significantly higher trust-based decision-making. But here's where it gets financial. Researchers at Cornell University found that retail environments with blue color schemes produced 15% higher average purchase values than neutral or warm-toned spaces. And look at the logos of the world's largest banks: J.P. Morgan Chase, Citibank, Barclays, Goldman Sachs, American Express, PayPal, Visa. All blue. All deliberately engineered to lower your financial guard by triggering your brain's trust circuitry before you've read a single number on a contract. Fact number 3. A specific color of street lighting reduced crime by 20% in Glasgow, just by changing bulbs. In 2000, the city of Glasgow, Scotland installed blue-tinted streetlights in several high-crime neighborhoods as part of an urban beautification project. Nobody expected what happened next. Crime in those specific blue-lit areas dropped by approximately 20% compared to surrounding streets. Researchers theorized it was a combination of factors. Blue light is associated with police presence, with authority, and triggers that same calm trust neurological response. The effect was so dramatic that other cities, including Nara, Japan, adopted the same strategy. Nara reported a 9% reduction in crime along blue-lit roads in a 2008 study. A light bulb, literally just the color of a light bulb, changed human criminal behavior across an entire city. Did you know that the color of a pill changes how effective patients believe it to be, even when the pill contains absolutely nothing? This is one of the most well-documented and disturbing findings in placebo research. A 2008 meta-analysis published in the journal Current Neuropharmacology reviewed decades of placebo studies and found consistent patterns. Red, orange, and yellow pills were rated as more stimulating and energizing by patients, while blue and green pills were rated as more calming and effective for pain or anxiety, even when all pills were identical sugar tablets. But here's the jaw-dropper. A 1972 study by Drive Anton Delaware Crane found that blue placebos produced measurably better sleep outcomes than orange placebos in double-blind trials. The color didn't just change perception, it changed measurable physiological outcomes. Your brain is so deeply programmed by color that it can alter your own biochemistry based on the shade of an inert sugar pill. Fact number 4, yellow is the most psychologically aggressive color in existence, and it makes babies cry more. This sounds absurd. Yellow is happy, right? Sunflowers, smiley faces, warmth. Here's what the research actually shows. Yellow activates the highest level of light wavelength stimulation in the human eye, causing faster eye fatigue and increased anxiety with prolonged exposure. A study tracking infant behavior published in Pediatric Research found that babies cried significantly more and for longer durations in yellow-painted nurseries compared to white, blue, or soft green environments. But it goes further. Data compiled from interior design studies at the Environmental Design Research Association shows that people lose their temper more frequently in yellow rooms, and couples argue more often in yellow kitchens. The Empire State Building's observation deck used to have yellow walls. After a disproportionate number of visitor incidents, including panic attacks and altercations, they repainted in 1990. Yellow is not cheerful. Yellow is neurologically destabilizing at extended exposure, and every designer who specializes in behavioral architecture knows it. Fact number 5. Casinos use a precise color and lighting formula that makes you lose track of time, and it's been scientifically engineered since the 1970s. Here's what nobody tells you about casino design. There are no clocks. There are no windows. The carpets are deliberately chaotic and ugly, and that's intentional. Garish, busy carpet patterns force your eyes upward toward the games. The lighting is almost universally warm amber and red spectrum, specifically because these wavelengths suppress your brain's melatonin production, delay fatigue signals, and keep you in a mild state of hyperalertness. A 1993 study by Jill Mayer and Roger Thomas for the University of Nevada published in the Journal of Interior Design tested 2 casino layouts, one with warm red/amber tones and one with cool blue/green tones. The warm-toned environment produced 30% longer average gambling sessions and significantly higher average spend per visit. The cool-toned environment caused players to leave earlier and spend less. The entire color architecture of a casino is a scientifically optimized trap designed to override your brain's natural exit signals. Every single detail. Fact number 6. And this one will genuinely change how you look at every room you enter for the rest of your life. The color of your walls physically changes your perception of temperature by up to 6 degrees Fahrenheit without the thermostat moving a single degree. This is called chromothermia, and it is one of the most consistently replicated findings in environmental psychology. A 1982 study by Frank Menke, one of the world's leading color psychologists and author of Color, Environment, and Human Response, demonstrated that people in blue-painted rooms consistently reported feeling 3 to 6 degrees Fahrenheit colder than people in identically temperature-controlled red or orange rooms. The effect is so reliable that it's been used in industrial workplace design for decades. Cold storage facilities and meat processing plants often use warm orange tones in worker break areas to counteract the psychological stress of working in cold environments. Office buildings in warmer climates use cooler blue-green palettes to reduce air conditioning costs because employees report comfortable temperatures at higher actual temperatures. You could literally save money on your energy bill by repainting your walls, and it works every time. Fact number 7. The color green speeds up human reaction time, and the U.S. military ran classified studies on it. Green sits at the exact center of the visible light spectrum, which means the human eye requires virtually zero adjustment or strain to process it. This is why night vision equipment produces green images, not because green is the easiest color to produce electronically, but because the human eye distinguishes more shades of green than any other color, approximately 500 distinct variations compared to roughly 100 shades of red. A 1981 study commissioned by the U.S. Army Research Institute tested soldiers' reaction times under exposure to different colored ambient lighting before and after performance tests. Green-lit environments produced the fastest average response times of any color tested, outperforming neutral white light by a measurable margin. This is also why surgical theaters were switched from white to green scrubs and green-tinted walls in the 1950s, not for sterility, but because surgeons staring at red blood-filled incisions would develop retinal afterimages in green, and a green background made those afterimages invisible, maintaining surgical precision and focus. The medical world repainted itself around your eye's biology, And most doctors today don't even know why they wear green. Bonus fact, because this one is so ridiculous it deserves its own mention. Coca-Cola didn't just make red their brand color. According to brand historians and multiple advertising scholars including Martin Lindstrom in his 2010 book Biology, Coca-Cola's consistent, aggressive, global use of a very specific shade of red, Pantone 484, over 130-plus years has so thoroughly conditioned the human brain that in blind color association studies conducted in the 1990s, subjects shown that specific shade of red with no text or branding reported thinking of Coca-Cola at a rate of over 70%. They didn't just sell a drink. They colonized a color inside 8 billion human brains. There is a shade of red that a majority of humans on Earth now involuntarily associate with a single corporation. That is arguably the most successful act of psychological engineering in the history of human commerce. The walls around you, the labels on your food, the logos on your phone, the lights above your desk, none of it is neutral. None of it is accidental. Every color in your environment was chosen by someone who understood your neurology better than you do, and they used that knowledge to influence your hunger, your trust, your spending, your mood, your time, and your physical body temperature, all without saying a single word. Now that you know, you'll never look at a room the same way again. Subscribe to Mind Blast Facts for daily mind-blowing facts that will change how you see the world.